It's the Professional Bowlers Tour. And greetings, ladies and gentlemen, from New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, Dick Weber has won 3 games. Bowling a 204, a 224, and a 239. He is in the finals against Billy Allen, the winner to receive the championship and $6,000. Weber strikes.
I'm sure the adrenaline is really flowing too, Chris, when a man would pull victory like Weber just did right out of the hat from Jim Stefanich.
Here's a man that won the 1964 New Orleans tournament, Billy Allen. Lazily going down, and the results did not please Billy. The 1-3 and the 7. This is the very final game and the 12th stop. 13th and final is next week in Akron, the Firestone Tournament of Champions. There you can see why Billy Allen has won 13 professional bowling tournaments, championships.
Chris, this match features the 2 players, number 1 and number 2, with PBA titles earned. Dick Weber has 17, Billy Allen has 13.
That 5-pin.
Chris, Billy Allen's forte is the follow-through, the consistency. Once he finds a condition where his ball will come back, at this point, right there you see that point. Billy Allen's arm swing is 99 times out of 100 the same.
And there you see the all-time money winners. Weber, number 1. Our statistician today, Harry Smith, number 2. And Billy Allen is 8th. And it's a double for Dick Weber. Dick Weber, a very important afternoon. As you see, he has an 11-pin lead. We said he has won 17 tournaments. He hasn't won one since 1966. 10-pin for Weber on the left lane. Made a few comments to the alternate, Don Glover of Bakersfield, California.
And Chris, Don Glover was the man I spoke of. In 2 games went from tournament leader to tie for 6th and 7th. How closely the field was bunched in the final 3 games.
And now Billy Allen, trailing by 10, has a spare up in the 2nd, shooting in the 3rd. Billy, very puzzled, trying to figure out this whole problem. And in this case, left the 1, 3, and the 9. Sort of a sleeper 9 back there, Billy.
All right, Chris, waiting in the wings is a tough thing to just come right on and get your timing. And at this point, he does not have it yet. And it's not something you can just reach in your pocket and get.
And as we mentioned, Weber had bowled 3 games, defeating Butch Gearhart in the 1st, Skee Foremsky in the 2nd, and Jim Stefanich in the 3rd. Looking for his first strike, Billy Allen.
Here he comes.
In 4 frames, 3 strikes for Weber. He's getting ready for Easter with that shirt he's wearing today, if you're watching in color. Now the fifth frame for Weber. A double. So, Weber goes out to a 23-pin lead as the action will continue here in New Orleans after this message. He looks cool and collected, Dick Weber. He has been hot. He has bowled 12 strokes, and 11 of them resulted in strikes in his last 12. Now Billy Allen looking for a double. Has it.
Chris, when he finds a condition, he goes many weeks and doesn't make the finals, but when he does, he's always a threat to win. Because of that stroke, that consistency, if he can catch that outside angle where the ball comes sweeping back, that's Billy Allen's main forte.
This year, he's earned about $3,500. He's had 2 sixth-place finishes. Weber, nonchalant. And for Billy Allen, he has a 3-bagger, and it cuts Weber's lead to 3 pins. Weber marking with a spare, and now this final game, the concluding match for the championship. Only 2 pins difference. Weber in the lead.
Chris, even though next week is our last tour stop on this winter series, some of the players will be journeying down to Mobile to be with Joe Teague for the National PBA Pro-Am Classic.
Dick Weber. Powerful one indeed. Instead of trailing by 2, he now leads by 8. Billy Allen, bowling out of Fresno, California.
He made a trip home last week, and he told me that his wife, who has often seen many of his games, helped him a lot with his bowling. You notice he's holding the ball higher.
Leaving the 6-10, Billy Allen.
He will lose 2 pins and count, so now the margin is only 6 pins.
And Weber will have a strike up when he strokes again. So Billy Allen here in this championship game has a 6-pin lead on Dick Weber. We'll be back with the balance of this game in just a moment. Back again at the Pelican Lanes in New Orleans. This is the way they finished the top 16.
Lamar Keck, Sammy Baca, Allie Clark, Billy Hardwick, Ray Bluth, Mike Lemongello, Dale Sevoy, Dave Sutar, and then 3 lefties in a row, Paul Zivgolis, Johnny Petraglia, and the alternate Donnie Glover.
And here in this final game, we have righty Dick Weber against lefty Billy Allen, trailing by 6. Not any longer. Takes the lead with that double, 4-pin lead.
Can't be any more exciting than a match like this, Chris, when the lead is hanging in the balance and swings back and forth with each shot.
A 3-bagger for Dick Weber. Pair of champions at work.
Chris, unbelievable trip here, very high. Weber was concerned. The pin got it from behind.
And there's a mixing strike for Billy Allen in the 9th frame, giving him 184 through the 8th.
Now, as we go to the final frame, the first strike for Billy Allen would only reduce the margin. He would need 2 to take the lead. The count factor is important only because Weber's on double at this point, or on a string.
Billy Allen, the tournament leader, bowling here in the final game. Dick Weber, who bowled 3 games and won them.
Chris, the ball finished very sharply. Threw a good hook. He rolled it well, needed it, trusted it well. Compliment Billy Allen in the clutch when you roll it well. That's good. Tough break not to get the pin back off the wall. Now count becomes the most important factor, Chris. If he can strike on this ball, he would force Dick Weber to mark if he counted badly. He only has 4 pins to play with if he opens. That makes it much easier for Weber. That gives him 3 more pins to play with. Now on a string of strikes, he would lose a lot of count depending on what he left up. But he has that many to play with. He could afford an open.
Billy Allen bowling a 221 in this final game, worth $6,000 to the winner. Here's the man leading by 17 pins. He has a 3-bagger. Booming. 4-bagger. And there you have it. The 18th PBA championship for one of the truly superstars in any type of professional competition, Dick Weber. And with the $6,000, Dick Weber goes over the $300,000 mark for money earned PBA tournaments. He is the leading money winner. Billy Allen, whom he was bowling, stood 8th in the ranking. Billy will have to settle for $3,500 today, and this may be truly one of Dick's finest triumphs, because as we indicated, he has not won a championship since 1966. But here, on a warm, sunny Saturday afternoon in New Orleans, Louisiana, he comes through with a victory, a great win for Dick Weber, a 247 to Billy Allen's 221. We'll be back in just a minute to meet the $45,000 New Orleans Open champion on the Professional Bowlers Tour from Pelican Lanes in New Orleans, Louisiana. We're back again at the Pelican Lanes in New Orleans, Louisiana, and Billy, I don't blame you for not having a big smile on your face, although you're a lovely, pleasant guy. But the great champion you are, you don't like to be runner-up. I don't blame you.
No, Chris, I like to win. I'm not too good a loser. And but I've won before here in New Orleans. It's a great crowd to bowl before. It's always exciting to be here. It's an enthusiastic bunch of people. It's been a pleasure being here.
Well, as we indicated earlier, you had finished. They appreciate that. 6th twice this year. And now you've moved up and have finished 2nd, and with the $100,000 Firestone Tournament of Champions next week. Look out for Billy Allen.
Maybe next week's the week.
Well, a little traveling money here of $3,500, Billy.
That's not bad.
That'll get you there first class.
Thank you very much.
Nice going, Billy. 221 for Billy. And, of course, the man that won the New Orleans Lions Club Open Championship is the native Hoosier, Mr. Dick Weber. Dick.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Do you recall the last victory prior to today?
Yes, it's been 3 years and 1 month ago, practically to the date, Chris. And I'd like to steal Jackie Gleason's line and say how sweet it is.